but he'll make the trip with us as he'd been very, very good in the early practices. But for precautionary reasons, we're not going to play him. It's really a great time, and we're excited to get over there.
Is there a timeline on when you think he'll be available again, Benjamin?
No, he's got a doctor's appointment right when we get back, so he'll come back with us. He won't stay. He's gonna come back in the little break before classes start. He's got another appointment in there, so we'll see where that goes. But no sense in games that are relatively meaningless in terms of the win-loss column, in terms of risking anything. So we're going to make sure he's 100% before he's on the court with us.
What have the early returns looked like on him and what he's brought to the team so far here in practice?
Well, he's shot the cover off the ball. He's a proven shooter. Obviously, he's played FIBA rules, so he's played with that line, close to 40% shooter. He has done that extremely well since he's been here. Physically, he's very ready to play. If you haven't seen his body, and he's 235 pounds, and he's got a physicality about him that I really like. He's proven to be a very good rebounder, and then he's an extremely high IQ guy. His passing was one of the first things that was very obvious. He knows what he's doing when he's got the ball in his hands. So we'll continue to monitor and watch and grow with him. He's a gym rat. He's in with Fletch constantly, working out now and lifting, and he works on ball handling. He sits in a chair and shoots. He's shooting close to 500, between 500 and 1,000 free throws a day. So he's still a guy that's finding a way to stay in the gym.
Has this become a more balanced team than you've had in the past couple of years?
We'll see. I think so. I think the one thing that's really exciting about this trip is, we're going to get guys like Allen. We're going to get guys like Tevian. We need a more assertive, more aggressive DeMonte Williams. DeMonte's been shooting the cover off of it in practice, and so we need to see those guys. Those guys have to step into that role, and for us to be as balanced as I would totally hope to be, at some point, those are the guys it has to come from.
Do you know what kind of competition you're facing? And do you go over there to play to win? Do you play to get over the minutes, or?
Well, I don't want to say I don't play to win, but I think that it's the practices have been huge. We know very little. There's no scouting. We don't know the rosters. They've told us we'll get kind of an easy game, and then two games that are close to lower level Division I teams, and then I think we get a national team that's been pretty good. So I think we'll see a little bit of everything over there, and I don't want to say it's not about winning. We want to win, obviously, but we're going to look at lineups. We're going to look at some different things. We'll play. We've spent a little time playing zone, so we'll work on that a little bit, but you'll see a lot of different starting lineups and a lot of different lineups as we go throughout the 10 days.
What are the coaching assignments?
To be determined. I don't know yet. Obviously, those guys are going to all coach them, and I'm going to sit and observe. So we'll probably make that decision once we get over there. Based on the more we find out, the guy over there is going to tell us a little more about the team. So, it'll be great experience for those guys, and I'm really looking forward to just being able to sit and evaluate from a different perspective than sitting on the bench. So, but I'm really excited for those guys to get that opportunity.
What do you want your team to take from this trip, maybe from a basketball standpoint, but also everything you do that's not on the court?
And this sounds, I want us to have fun. And I say that in every sense of the term. For being very honest, for the last 2 years, it hasn't been a lot of fun. And we have to find a balance, and we have to know that the work we do, and when I tell you these guys work, I love where our culture's at. These guys put in a lot of time, and to be afforded the luxury of going abroad, going overseas, playing basketball, seeing places that I don't know if they'll ever see again. But we've got to have fun with that, and we've got to have the coaches have to have fun, And we're not going over there to load off. We're going over there to be very serious and take care of our responsibilities. But I want this group to bond together, really through having fun, and we deserve that, and this group deserves that, and so I'm really looking forward to that. I think you always want chemistry. Anytime you're together 10 days, doing everything together, there'll be a chemistry that will develop out of that, and then on the court we'll see. It's a great experiment for us, and that's the way I'm looking at it. I'm curious, how do we look playing big? How do we look playing zone? What strides have some of these young guys made? And so it's the big experiment, and looking forward to seeing how that comes out.
What are some of the sights off the court when you're traveling you want to see, or you want the kids to take in?
Well, yeah, I know we're going to Lake Como. Everybody knows how, and everybody's been there has told us it's absolutely beautiful. I think you're talking about Florence, one of the most beautiful cities, and Tuscany, and you've got Milan, which a bunch of guys are excited about in terms of the style and the fashion and those things. Chan will be right at home there. He'll have to check his bank account when he comes back, but and then Rome. There's so much to see and so much to do there, and we'll see all those sites. So we're going to take it all in and enjoy all of that. And I've never been personally, so I'm as excited as the kids are.
How much zone are you playing? Is this team going to play more zone, you think?
Maybe. We've probably spent as much time playing zone this summer as at any stretch. I think that there's some positives to it, and you've obviously can throw a very big lineup out there with a lot of length, and we're going to look at that lineup and see. We want to foul less. We've spent a lot of time. We've had officials in practice the last 4 practices, I guess, and really emphasizing that as well. But we spent a good amount of time on it.
Not fouling is always a problem for freshman bigs, right? So how's he doing so far?
He's been very good at times, and Kofi amazes you when you see his agility, when you see his athleticism, when you see his mobility, and now we've got to get to the point where that's extremely consistent, and part of that is just simply conditioning and getting acclimated to Fletch and the speed of the game. So, but yeah, that's very typical. It was very typical of not just bigs, but everybody. We witnessed that last year. So, yeah, that's part of the reason you'll see some zone.
Brett, I know Georgie said there's not much comparison from this August to last August. How far along?
I'm glad they've noticed. I think the one thing is you see, the old cliche I use all the time, best thing about freshmen is they become sophomores, and it's a year of experience. Experience is invaluable. They know what we're doing now. There's no doubt in their minds. Now you've got a group that's confident. They've been in the weight room. You've seen a guy like Io, just gain so much in strength. You've seen a guy, Georgie, the same way. So that's every guy down. The roster is better than they were a year ago. And a lot of it's mental as much as it is the physical. So with that comes confidence, and with confidence, you become the best player that we know they can be. So we're starting to see some of those things.
Trent and Iowa now have a year of experience playing alongside each other. How have you seen their chemistry just kind of grow heading into year 2 playing with each other?
Yeah, we've seen a lot of that. And, you throw Andres in the mix with that, and Andres has been arguably our best shooter in these 10 days. And they're just more comfortable. They know where they're getting shots now. It's not a wrestling for an understanding of where they're getting them. Now they know. And there's comfort there. They know there's plenty to go around. So there's a confidence that's developed between all 3 of those guys, and that's fun to see.
Is it one of those things where they kind of know where they know where the other one's at without even having to look? They're just that comfortable.
We're getting there. And I think that's we're really to that point defensively. I think where those guys have made some big strides. But yeah, I mean, we change the lineups every single day, and you know, it's fun to see them compete against each other, and they're making each other better, and that's all we can ask.